Good morning, participants. Myself, Dr. Shankar, and today class will be started by 11. And before that, we'll have a small introduction about the college. It's a Roy University and Chase Technologies, Chase Research and Development Solution, a part of Chase Technologies, combine and do this program regarding how to publish research article in SCA journals using infographic tools. Participants will wait other participants to join and we'll give 2 minutes of time and sharply 11 o'clock we'll start the class. And this topic is in a hot area and where more professors and students and many researchers and many R&Ds required about publications. And these publications may be related to any type of department. Generally speaking, this is the topic where every department can attend this class. And of course, irrespective of the area of engineering studies, arts, science, and all the people who are involved in journal writing, they can participate in this class. Of course, this class is totally going to speak the very basic thing is that infographic tools, of course. Okay, and now when you talk about infographics, we want to know something about basic about journals, and then what do you mean by infographics and all those things. The program will be in this fashion. We'll be having 50% we'll have our basic sections about infographic tools, especially in SCA journals. Then we'll go to a practical section, and in that practical sessions, we'll talk about, we'll show how to develop your infographics for publishing the journal. Okay. Now, when you talk about this, we'll go to the class now. It's already 11. We'll start the class. Now, myself, Dr. Anna Shankar. Now we are going to have our session about basic of academic writing. Say participants, we don't have any PPT, we don't have any recording materials, we don't provide any recording materials. You have to just take down your notes. It will be very useful for you to continue the class. Of course, before entering into the topic of ACI journals and infographics, the very basic thing which the people has to participant has to be aware is that what do you mean by academic writing? Academic writing and general writing. General writing, and these are the very basic thing. It has to be started with. Okay, what is the purpose of academic writing? What is the purpose of general writing? When you talk about general writing, you respond to in general writing you respond to a given situation. A given situation. It means that writing letters or giving any explanation, and that is what respond to a given situation. Whereas in academic writing, you deal with the writing deals with, actually speaking, the writing deals with or evaluate a problem. The problem. So you'll be describing a problem or you'll be answering a problem. Okay, and this is what the very basic thing. Whereas general writing, you just give a respond to a situation, a given situation, writing letter or giving explanation about certain things, and that is what given in general writing. And the very basic thing, especially when we talk about academic writing, is that a very important part is that describing visual information. Describing in academic writing, a very important part is that describing describing visual information. This is what we call it as infographics. Whereas this is not available in your general writing. This is not available in your general writing. Okay. And this visual, these two things are very basic thing. When you talk about academic writing, the writing deals with a solution for a problem, or to discuss a problem, or to compare and contrast different ideas or opinions. Okay. And for that, the assisting thing will be your visual information description. It's called visual information description. When you talk about visual information description, when you talk about academic writing, when you talk about visual information describe, there are two things to represent your visual information describe. One will be your illustration. The other one will be your infographics. Infographics. You can classify into two parts. One will be the illustration, the other one will be your infographics. Why you are giving much importance to this? Why you are giving much importance? Why you are giving much importance? What happens in SCI journal? What importance that will give in your SCI journal? What importance a reviewer will take from this? What importance audience who read your paper after your publication? Okay, audience, how the audience will take with this infographics. And these things has to be discussed very clearly. Why visual information description is a very important part in SCI journals? Because in preliminary stage, in editor reviews a paper, reviews a paper and an article, reviews an article or a paper, okay, to send to the next stage, that is called a reviewing stage, review stage, native stage. Okay. Reader, the editor will follow, editor will follow reading strategies of article, reading strategies. What are the reading strategies the editor will be following in order to make your paper to go to the next stage? Is that he'll go for skimming and scanning reading. Skimming and scanning reading. It is a type of reading technique. You can check it in the Google. Okay, in reading strategies, yeah, this is a very basic thing an editor will follow. And the very second thing is locating and matching. Locating and matching strategies. Matching strategies will be followed. What do you mean by this? Now I'll show by sharing my screen how to see your skimming and scanning reading, and then how the editor will see locating and matching strategies. I'll just share my screen. Now I'll take an IEEE paper. I'll just take an IEEE paper. I have some downloaded papers. I'll take some IEEE papers, already downloaded papers with me, because to reduce your browsing time. Uh, okay, now can you able to see it? See, actually, I'll get into the next topic. Is that how skimming and scanning reading technique. First, we'll go to the skimming and scanning technique. In skimming and scanning, okay, scanning technique, the editor editor will look into the title, then editor will look into the problem, it look into the solution para, solution para, solution paragraph, solution para, okay. And then the very important thing is that we'll be seeing the infographics, infographics. These are the very basic thing an editor will see for sending for the paper to the next stage of review. Of course, this para you can see in the introduction para, introduction, you can see in your introduction paragraph, introduction section, you can see last completing, last para before para. If you have an introduction, these are the paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and paragraph 4. At the last paragraph, you can see your problem. This will be your problem, and in that problem, you can see your solution. How editor will find this paragraph? When you write your problem para, when you write your problem para, a reference will be there, whereas for solution para, at the last paragraph of your introduction section, you can see by visual screening itself, one paragraph will have references, the other para without reference, no reference will be there, Okay, by that he can able to easily go to that particular para and reads this solution. Editor will read this paragraph. Editor should be made convenient, okay, to view a solution para very clearly, by which you are not giving any reference to that particular paragraph. This is how editor will be expecting from that paragraph. The other thing, the last para will be your bridging para. These are the academic word list. It is called bridging para. It is called your, the last para is a bridging paragraph. Okay, I think you can able to understand now. If you take any paper, if you take any, I'll repeat it, if you introduction section will have many paragraph, para 1, para 2, whatever it may be. The last paragraph will be your the last paragraph will be a bridging paragraph. Bridging is that you can see the section 1, 2, 3 is going to see all those things will be seen. Before that you will have your solution para, your solution para. This is the para. Okay, this is the para. I'll make it once again clear so that you'll get it very clearly. If you talk about introduction, you will have many paragraph. Para 1, para 2, para 1, para 2, last paragraph, and before paragraph, and this paragraph. Okay, these are all paragraphs. These are all para. Okay, you can write anything about your para, but editor will expect this last 3 para. This is called last paragraph will call as bridging paragraph, and this will be the solution paragraph, and this will be the problem paragraph. Okay, when you talk about bridging, you can see very clearly section 1, section 2, okay, section 3 is going to discuss, and that is what called bridging, a separate paragraph. When you talk about solution, sometimes in some papers they'll write contributions. Okay, here you don't have anything, but editor 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 expects to see this with reference, and here you should not have no reference. You should not have no references at the paragraph. You'll just look onto this any standard journal. No, don't try to take any local journals. Normally you start from IEEE journals and transactions. In all those IEEE transactions you can see this, and of course if you have any paper with you, you can also check it out parallelly. Okay, and the last para will be a bridge. Sometimes some journals, okay, some authors will combine these things, these two para. Sometimes in latest papers they combine problem and solution para. Solution, what is the solution you are going to provide for the problem, are combined. Still for solution paragraph, very important thing, no reference should be there, so that he can able to view it very clearly, and that is the solution. You don't have time to read our entire paper. Okay, so this is how the structure forms. Still many things are there to discuss. Of course I'm not trying to concentrate on those parts. Still I'm very much particularly concentrating on want to concentrate on my this one infographics. Okay, because people are not aware about infographics. Some people would have been aware about these things, but anyway, the next thing, because I want to bridge it, with your editor's skimming and scanning reading technique. First you will see this title. First you will see the title. First you will be seeing the title, and then you will be seeing this title. Okay, you'll be seeing the title, and next you'll be seeing the paragraph. Okay, para, solution para, and finally you will be getting into the infographics. Okay, infographics, a very important area where all the reviewers will be much concentrating on this part. Basically, what do you mean by infographic? Why infographic is there? I'll show. I'll try to share my screen. Please wait. Infographics you can see in Elsevier web shops. If at all you want to know about Infographics and illustration, infographics and illustration. There are companies who do these jobs. They are Elsewhere Web Shop. Elsewhere Web Shop. You know Elsewhere company. You can go for Elsewhere Web Shop. Okay, Elsewhere Web Shop. You can find this Elsewhere Web Shop. Okay, you can find the Elsewhere Web Shop about illustration and infographics. Infographics. You can get the help from those people. You know people are well versed about language editing services. I'll try to show it. Please wait. I'll share my screen. I'll share my screen. You can just type Elsewhere shopping for infographics. Yeah, I think now you would have seen the web page. Now you can able to see the web page. I think I've shown the web page infographic from Elsevier shop web shop. You can get into those sites. You can see they call it as scientific illustration and academic infographics. See, this is being called in Elsewhere company. In Elsewhere, once again, in Elsewhere company, okay, they call it as scientific illustrations and academic infographics. They charge for doing this. They charge I think so $10 to $100. But of course, no need to do this. We'll teach you how they are doing and how you are to do, and all those things you are going to see now. Okay. Now, when you talk about infographics, okay, illustration, we'll start two things. One is we'll start from infographics. Infographic. Okay, infographics. In infographics, see, I think very well people know infographics means plots, okay, graphs, maps, etc. What do you mean by infographics? What do you mean by infographics? What is the difference between infographics and illustration? Illustration. Illustration. What is the difference between illustration and infographics? Illustration is that, in order to make you to understand, I can say that block diagram. Here I can say complex charts, complex charts, okay, bar diagram, etc., etc. A lot of diagrams are there. Okay, and a lot of diagrams are there. You can able to get it. And now, when you talk about this bar diagram, and when you talk about this block diagram, what is the difference? See, in illustration, you don't find any in illustration. You don't find any measurements. Measurements. For example, how can I convert an illustration to infographics? How to convert my illustration to infographics? Now, if I draw a diagram of I, for example, I'm just going to draw a diagram of I. Okay, and this is the lens. Okay, I'll have some canals. Okay, this is an eye diagram. This is your lens. Now, this is your illustration. If I give any information in this diagram, the lens size is about 1 mm or 3 mm. Now this entire diagram becomes this entire diagram becomes infographics. Infographics. Okay. See, editor will try to read that, see that infographics are drawn with standard tools. Infographics should be drawn with standard tools. Drawn with standard tools. Okay, the infographics has to be drawn with standard tools. Once again, how to write infographics? There are two parts when you talk about infographics. Two parts in the infographics. In infographics, two parts are there. How to write infographics, and then how to draw infographics. How to write about infographics and how to draw about infographics. Okay. This is a very important thing. In that point only, people try to understand that whether they are really you have done the research or not. See, because if you don't know how to write infographics, it makes very clear that you would have drawn some plot and you would have said something. You are not done your work really. See, here you can able to see whether through infographics, editor will try to understand whether the research is really done or manipulated. Image, they call it as image manipulation. This is the area, they find whether the diagram is image manipulated or really done. Originality, to be in a technical word, it is called originality. Originality is being checked only in this part. Okay, by seeing your infographics writing, editor will clearly understand that whether the work is done really or image manipulated, because of course people knows very very well about nowadays, in journal writing, plagiarism. They know about plagiarism. Nowadays they talk about predatory of journals. And one more thing is a very important thing is image manipulation. Image manipulation. And then the very important thing is called retraction. Of course, many people would have known about this part. Many people knows about this part, plagiarism part. And some people know about predatory journal. It means that you are paying money and you are doing your publications. Whereas people may not aware about this word, image manipulation. and retraction. These two things are related to your infographics. It is related to your infographics. You just take a image, you just change the graphs up and down in Excel sheets, okay, and you do your own plot, and without doing any experimentation, okay, and you give your explanation about those working environment. It means that how you got this result and all those things, okay. Those discussions you will be doing it, and that is because and that is because of what I can say. That is because you're not done it. You're not done really. You're done image manipulation. Then you're hookupping and writing, and that part editor will try to see by reading one single paragraph of an infographic writing. By reading one paragraph of infographic writing, one paragraph, he'll be easily identifying your originality of your work. Now I'll teach you this part, and then I'll jump on to the next part. How to write an infographics. How to write an infographic. How to write infographics. How to write infographics. When you talk about infographics, there is a very big procedure. For example, you have a graph. For example, you have some graph. Okay, you have some graph. Okay, now in this graph, you will be saying about your x-axis and you will be saying about y-axis. Okay, you'll be saying about x-axis and y-axis, which is very common. How to write about this graph? How to write about this graph? Where the originality of your work is there? Is that you have to summarize the graph. You have to summarize, or you can even say that I can say summarize your information. First thing is totally this infographics. About one graph, writing about one graph should have minimum of 150 words. When you want to write something about infographics, minimum 150 words should be there describing about the particular graph. Okay, infographics. Now in that 150 words, your first should be first sentence. I'm just talking about sentences. The first sentence should be summarizing your graph information. Of course, I don't have much time to describe about all those things, but please try to take a note on this. If there is a graph, don't try to say what is there in the graph in your wording. Please avoid it. What is there in your graph? Okay, don't try to put it in your words. It's wrong. Okay, what is there, what I can see visually in the graph, don't try to say that. I'll give an example. If this is the graph, x-axis says that distance, okay, and this is the speed, for example. Now I should not say in my writing the above graph, x-axis is distance, y-axis represent the speed. No, already it is seen in the graph. Don't try to say that. In turn, you can say a summarizing word. The above graph shows the comparison of speed and distance coverage when a vehicle traveled from A to B. This is called summarizing the information of the graph. What this entire graph is going to tell about, that is called summarizing. Okay, that is very important. Okay, that is very important. Summarizing your graph is very important. And then the next is that when you talk about this area, you have to talk about main features. Second thing, you have to talk about the main features in the graph. Main features where a person who reads that will not able to notify it. For example, when I talk about the features, is that the time and distance. When you talk about the main features, the time and distance covering the area of 150 kilometers. This time and distance graph has been plotted for 150 kilometers, which is not available in this graph. In this graph, we don't have about the kilometers. How many kilometers we have covered this readings, distance, and your speed. Totally, how much length, how much the road was, what does the road was. See, you are saying distance, 100 kilometers, 150 kilometers. Speed, it goes around. Once again, if I draw it, read right, I think you can able to get it very clearly. I'll make it a very bigger size. See, I'm just going to take a graph. This is my speed, and this is my distance. Now, I'll say that the speed will be 50 kilometers per hour, 60, 70, something like that. I'll say 50, 100, 150 kilometers distance. Now, I show two graphs. Okay. One was with my bike, the other was with my car. I'm just comparing it. Okay. My car. Okay. I'm just comparing a graph, simple graph. Now, see, what is the thing is that, when you talk about summarizing, this was the graph plotting. This is called summarizing. Now, what I'm saying is summarizing. Summarizing entire graph. What you are trying to get it from this? Say the distance and speed, graph for car and bike is being shown in the figure number 5 in order to predict the performance of the road. Okay, that is the summarizing. That is the whole theme of that particular graph. Don't say that car distance and speed. No. What is the aim of that particular graph? Okay, it is called summarizing. This is meant for to check the road condition. When I take a bike and cross a particular area from A to B, how can I reach it with what speed, what distance? The same road, if I travel by car, what happens? This is what my ultimate overview by showing this graph. So I have to say summarizing. Summarizing, first sentence should be summarized, summarizing your concept. The second will be the key points. Key points. What are the key points? Key points is that, what is not available in the graph. The bike and car road, you would have crossed some villages, you would have crossed some district roads, you would have crossed some what I can say, your trunk roads, bypass roads, and you have to discuss about all those things. Okay, and that is called key points. Then the very important thing is that when you write any what I can say, 150 words about infographics, writing about infographics, it is called 150 words. In that, a very important topic is that very important topic which I want to say is that any graph needs to have compare and contrast writing. Contrast writing. What do you mean by compare and contrast writing? See, when you talk about compare and contrast, you have to show the similarity. What is that similarity? I can see that similarity up to this, they are same. Okay, then there is a very big deviation, and then there is a deviation. Now, a part is the comparison part. Contrast part is that this part is your comparison. It is for comparison, and this is for your contrast. This is for your contrast. Okay, this is for your contrast. These two things should be there. It is a very important. If you don't write a graph with these important point, compare and contrast writing, okay, the infographics will not be suitable, will not show that the writing is originally done work. If you don't include this compare and contrast, it makes the reviewer to feel that it is an hooked up data. Until then, when you work in that particular area, you would have taken the reading really, then only you can write this compare and contrast. He'll be looking for that key point only for compare and contrast of that particular what I can say, sentence in the infographics in 150 words. He will be looking into this point where shows the originality of the work. See, this shows the originality of the work. Compare and contrast area. And of course, if you want to say about this, what I can say, very important thing, when you put it in a different way, it is called ablation study. Ablation study. It is more good to have a very good infographics. Very good infographics says that ablation study can be included. What do you mean by ablation study? Ablation study is that I'll make it in a very simple statement. I'll just jump onto one algorithm. If I have an algorithm, A algorithm, I'm using fuzzy algorithm. Okay, fuzzy algorithm. I am trying to solve the algorithm for any problem. I get a graph. Okay. Now ablation study is that, without this same problem. See, this is A. It is a problem. You solve the problem with a fuzzy algorithm, and you solve it. You get a graph. The same problem without fuzzy logic. Okay, how the graph will be? Of course, you should not show that graph. If you write in your wordings about ablation study, okay, then you can able to say that it is an excellent infographics writing. Okay, a very important thing is that in writing about a graph, it should be, I'll summarize it, writing about a paragraph, a diagram, a bar diagram, whatever name it chart, it is called infographics writing. And that writing needs 150 words. The first sentence should be summarizing the overall graph idea and take the key points. And that key points should talk about what is not available in the graph. And that will talk about the reality of the work. When I did it, I got like this. And that is why my graph is like this. See, when I did like this, I got my graph like this. And this is what the deviation. And that is what we call it as compare and contrast writing. In that, you have to include ablation study. Ablation study is that without using this algorithm, how will be my graph should be. Okay. And that is what the thing they will be expecting in the infographics. And one more important thing when you talk about infographics is that is a very important thing, a very important thing of infographics is that uh, normally what researchers or the paper article authors, normally authors will do graphs. Which graph I should plot? Graph. Which graph I should show in my article? See, whatever I get the graph, I should not put it in the particle. See, all the graph which I'm getting, all the graphs, okay, all the graphs in my experimentation cannot enter into the article. Then how to select the graph to put it in the article? How to select? According to APA standard of writing, there are some standard of writings, APA style writing, what they try to say, if at all you cannot able to explain in wording, okay, if graph output cannot be explained in text, only to be shown in the article. But of course, when we do something, in graph, I think some people will see that when the graph looks fine, they'll try to put it in the article. No, it's not like that. Sir, there is a procedure for include the graph in the article. That is based on if that particular graph cannot be written in cannot be written in a text. That too you cannot able to write within two sentence. Then only you want to take that output into the article. I think you can able to understand. Once again, I'll repeat it. How to select a graph into the article. Not all the graph which you have. No, by seeing that graph itself, people will try to understand that the person who are writing this paper doesn't know which diagram should be inserted in the article. See, you have a graph. Okay, I'll give one more example. I have graph 1. I have graph 2. I have graph 3. These are all from my experiments. I got it from experiments. When this graph can be explained in text, within two sentences, with two sentences, okay, this should not be shown in the article. No need in article. When I cannot able to do this graph, I cannot able to explain within two sentence, not able to explain within two sentence. Now it goes into the article. Okay, article. This is how the graph should be selected. I have seen many people, they just take whatever the output they get, they put it in the graph. No, it's not like that. By seeing that infographics itself, the reviewer will get an idea that the author is well known in academic writing. The author is well known in the academic writing. Please don't try to take all the graphs and put the graph into the article. The graphs which cannot able to be explained in the paragraph, that too within two sentence, only such graphs has to be taken into the article to show as an infographics. Okay, if at all the outputs can able to be explained in the text, no need to put your graph. And very important thing, when you write your infographics, no repetition of words should be there. No repetition of data or words should be there. No repetition for data and words should be there. No repetition should be there. It's a very important thing. It's a very important area. Only by that area, you can able to show your originality of your work. Originality of work is only can be seen very clearly only in your what I can say, infographics. Because I may have some idea. I may get some idea by reading, by reading some newspapers. I can by reading some journals, I may get some different idea. Why not? I can try this. Without trying that, you hook up your data and you try to put a graph. No, that will be identified only in the infographics writing. That is what I'm trying to say here. So please don't do this. Okay. And if at all you want to do this, if you do this, the people will be checking for this. Okay, it should be in that fashion. Don't try to put all the graph, whatever the output you have. Now we'll jump onto your illustration. A very important thing is that illustration. Okay, illustration is that to draw block diagram or any explanatory diagrams, which is very important to show your entire workflow. Should be shown through your block diagram. Okay, when you talk about this, illustrations, when you talk about illustrations, the very important thing about illustration and illustration diagram and your writing. How to write this illustration? When you talk about diagram, I'll teach you about diagram. It's not a problem. I'll teach you, because by 12 I'll close this, the basic thing, which is very important thing, and the diagram. And how to draw, I'll teach you within half an hour. It's not a problem. Now, when you talk about writing about illustration, here also people will try to identify very clearly based upon certain things. Okay, what they will see in illustrations. Okay, illustration illustration should have minimum 200 words. These are all counts. Illustration needs 200 words. Okay, uh, the very best thing should be included in illustration. What to be included is that, okay, should include all relevant information. It should have all relevant it should have your all relevant information. It should have all relevant information about the blocks. Okay, the very first thing, you should all relevant information about the blocks. Okay, then you have to describe describe your writing. Okay, you have to describe the process, which should be based on coherence and cohesion. Okay, and then the third is, it should be connected with your lexical resources. Lexical resources. Okay, lexical resources. What do you mean by this? The block diagram should have relevant information, means total block should be included. And of course, when you include this relevant information, you have to make every part and sections to be shown in the block. Entire process, entire work of the process should be reflected in the block. And don't try to hide, don't try to say that, in order to make readers to be interesting, some people, they'll try to hide some blocks, some hidden things. No, don't try to do that. To be there, no, that is the very basic thing. Editor will look into that part when they go for skimming and scanning reading. Okay, now this relevant information should be there. And describing a process, you have to follow the cohesion and cohesion. When you write the sentence should be cohesion and coherence. What do you mean by cohesion and coherence? Okay, coherence is that, I can say in a simple statement, it is called understanding. It should be understanding way, the writing should be in understanding way. And your cohesion is that logically connected. It should be logically connected. Of course, in technical writing, they call it as writing style. Either it may be a progressive writing, either it may be constant topic writing. These are type of writing. Of course, I don't have time to teach all those things. Anyway, I'll put it in words. Okay, and then you have some split topic, hyper split topic. Each sentence should have this type of writing. For sentence itself, there is a procedure in writing for journals, and that may be included as progressive, constant, split, hypersplit topics, and all those things there. That comes under cohesion. Whereas coherence is that to understand the concept. It should be very easy to understand. It should not be very complicated. I should not get into the internet and see what you have written there. I should not. It should be very easy to me to understand. And in order to easy to understand, I should use my lexical resources. What in my lexical resources is that, I can say very clearly, it is called academic word list. You have to use only academic word list. Of course, if you get into this, you can get it your academic word list. I can say very clearly vocabulary. I can say in the other time vocabulary. Vocabulary. See, you mean that your vocabulary should be related to your department. When you talk about lexical resources, that when you write a block diagram, it should be in the academic word list, or I can say the vocabulary. What do you mean by vocabulary? See, I'll give us a very simple sentence. If I am a management people, if I am a management person, I can say I can use the word some. Whereas if I am a mathematician, I should use my word add. Both give the same word, but mathematicians will use the word add very frequently, whereas sum is the word which has been very frequently used by management people. Okay, so the word list are being divided according to the department. Okay, for example, if you talk about if you talk about some biological terms, you can say very clearly, if a person becomes what I can say, giving a birth, no, you call it as conceive, you call it as conceive. Okay, you call it as family line, you call it as a family line. Okay, whereas the medical exact medical term is pregnancy. This is what called vocabulary. This is what called academic word list. Of course, there are 550 academic word list for CSC circuit branches. Okay, you can get it from your internet. You can see only those words should be repeated. Not that in order to have my explanation, I should not use my new English words. Okay, it's a well-known technical word, very frequently used words. You can see it. Of course, if you want to learn about this vocabulary, you just go into any daily newspaper, you read your you can see this academic word list. You can see this in academic. If you take Hindu, Hindu, the writing in your general writing can be general writing can be seen everywhere, whereas in Hindu, science and technology, there is a area called science and technology. You read that passage, and that will be in academic writing. The wording and sentence will be entirely different. Of course, how many people are having practice of reading Hindu, I don't know. If you are reading Hindu, you can able to see the general writing will be there everywhere. When you go to science and technology column, and that reading will be entirely different, wording will be entirely different, and the sentence will be entirely different. Because that is the area where academic writers are doing that work, scientific illustrations and all those things. So if you want to have that differentiation, you can read it there. Now I'm just completing my infographics. Why infographics? How to write infographics? Why illustration? How to write illustration? What? How to write that illustration about paragraph? That I have completed it. Now we'll get into the. It's time up to get into the tools. What are the tools are there for infographics, and what are the tools are there about infographics? How what are the tools? Now, as per our title, what are the tools are available? When you talk about the tools, you can say that tools for both illustration and infographics. What are the tools are available? You please try to take down Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator. Of course, this is used by Elsewhere company. Elsewhere is using Adobe Illustrator. And second, if at all you want, this is a it is a it's a priceable one. It's a cost based. Of course, you have trial also, 7 days trial. You can use this, or you can use your eDraw. eDraw, it is a one more tool. And next, you can use your Microsoft Visio. Okay, and then if at all you want to have this illustration and infographics, both you can do here. eDraw and these things, you can use for illustration as well as infographics. Illustration as well as in both we can do it. Of course, you can go ahead with MATLAB. MATLAB, you can do nearly 49 different plots. 49 different plots you can able to do. Okay, and of course these are all paid one. These are all paid. If at all you want to have an equivalent, you can have Inkspace. Inkspace, it's an open source. It's an open source. And sixth, a very important thing is concept draw. Concept draw. Concept draw. And Inkspace, you can do both illustration and infographics. Illustration and infographics, I can do it. Whereas in concept draw, I can do illustration as well as my infographics. Okay, and then you can get into one more tool. Either you can have your Minitab. Minitab you can use only for infographics, not for illustration. Not for illustration. Of course, if you want to, if you're a professional writer, you get into this open source. This is good. If you are not a professional writer, you're going to have your what I can say, easy and very what I can say, I should not feel some time to do it. I should not take much time. In order to avoid that, you can go ahead with the concept draw. You can go ahead with the concept draw. And I think now I'll get into the practical session, because I don't have time to teach all those things. Each one, still many infographics tools are there. Of course, I don't have time to show that. Anyway, I'll try to show some graphs. There are different types of graphs. I'll just share my screen. You can see my PPT, okay, to show the different graphs available, so that it will be very convenient for you. I'll just share the screen. Please wait. Yes, this one. Audio is very clear. I think audio is very clear. Can you able to see this line 2D plot? It is called line 3D plot. There are different types of infographics, and this is called a date time plot, function plot, line plot 3D. Now, these are all infographic tools, and function plot 3D, and log plot, semi-log plot, vertical bar plot, stacked bar chart, horizontal bar plot, bar graph 3D, histogram plot, and bivariate histogram plot, and categorical histogram plot, and heat map chart, and pie chart, and pie chart 2D, and pie chart 3D, and this is called area plot, and contour plot, and function contour plot, and polar plot, function polar plot, and rows plot. Of course, rows plot you can use for any field, and polar histogram, and polar scatter plot, and scatter plot 2D, scatter plot 3D, and stem plot, and stem plot 2 with individual stems, and stair step plot, and this is the graph plot, and this is called fill plot, and this is called error bar plot, and this is called two axis plot, and this is called subplot. What do you mean a subplot? Even in a single diagram you can take multiple diagrams, that is called subplot. And this is called QR plot, and this is called ribbon plot, and this is called mesh plot, and this is called adding lines to the plots, and and of course it talks about it's a type of area plot. In that area plot semi transparent area plot. Okay, and this is called area plot pie chart with annotation. Okay, and curve with lower and upper bounds, and this is called plot in plot, and this is called your publication quality graphics. This is how the quality graph should be. Okay, normally when I used to have this type of plotting, and this is called streamline plot, and this is called 2D wave plot, and this is called wind plot. Of course you have still more number of plots are available, and I think so if at all I have one more seminar, I'll try to teach all those things, because we are running out of time. And next, when you go for concept draw, you have to go for this concept draw. You can install this. Okay, once again, conceptdraw.com. You have some free versions. It's very easy. You can log in. You can create a login here, and you can download it. When you download, okay, you will get these three icons. Of course, these three icons, you can see these icons: concept store, concept draw, and then mind map, and then project. Still many things are there. I'll just open my concept draw store. You can see n number of diagrams. What I've shown in the PPT is not a diagram. We would have been drawn only histogram, and many people are not even using that stacked histogram or 3D plots. Okay, the reviewers, they are continuously watching your diagrams, but still if they want to get attracted by your graph, to prove that your work has been projected in such a way that you have taken some steps to give more clarity on the diagram. Okay, and that you can see it. If you go for this, this is the what I can say, concept of store. There are something freely available. There are something which is what I can say, paid version. Don't worry. Of course, the major things are free. If you go here, if you are a chemical engineer, I can go and open this chemical processing engineering. What are the chemical design I need? I can get it here. I won't install. Still, I didn't install. It will make time. You can see all the diagrams related to your chemical engineering. You can just plug and play. Okay, you can see these diagrams, all the chemical diagrams. You can able to see it. If you are an electrical engineer, you can see here a lot of diagrams, electrical diagrams. You can just pick and place it. You can draw this. See, These are the diagrams you can see in the paper. Many people doesn't know how these diagrams are drawn. Many people will take in a MATLAB and they'll draw it and they'll do it. No, they use these type of tools, and that is what a very important thing. If you're a mechanical engineer, I think you can see here the mechanical tools. A lot of tools are available. You can see the walls, fluid power equipments. Okay, and you have n number of departments. If you talk about the infographics, this is a very important thing. What are the diagrams I have shown here? You can see this data driven infographics. Infographics have been divided in this such a way. You can see a lot of plots. I think when you see this diagram, you would have seen in many papers. See, you can see this diagram, a ring. You can see that line graph. That is what I have shown there. And this is what the diagrams. These diagrams you can draw by using this what I can say infographic tool. And you can see lot of diagrams are there. Okay, n number of diagrams are there. You can have your plots by using this tool. Then you have pictorial infographics. Okay, these are all the pictorial infographics. You'd have seen in many IEEE papers. You can see these type of diagrams, and this is spatial information infographics, especially for civil engineers. Huh? Just 1 minute, please be in the line. I'll just switch on to my screen. I'll start once again. Data driven infographics. These diagrams you can draw with this tool. Okay, you can see n number of diagrams. And then you can see here pictorial infographics. And this is your spatial infographics. You can draw with these tools. And typograph infographics. You can use your tables to be drawn for typograph infographics. How to draw your tables? You can use these tables. You can see these tables. And now, when you talk about one more very important thing, if you are in the marketing field, you can use marketing tabs. And if you are in quality management, you can use this. If you are in science and education, you can install this. If you go to physics, you can see all sort of physics symbols. If you go for your statistical plot, now you can see n number of statistical plots. You can install this area chart. How area charts are plotted. You have different bar diagrams, 3D bar diagrams. And divided bar diagrams. These are the divided bar diagrams. And this is the histogram, 3D histogram, 1D histogram. And then line graph. You can see picture graphs. Picture graphs. See, n number of picture graphs are available. See, by using this, the editor will be in an appealing mood to accept your paper for reviewing. 99% of your paper will be accepted at the most if your writing is good, and if your concept is good. If it goes for reviewing, 99% it will be accepted. So you can see n number of graphs. And if you go for this, pie chart, different types of pie charts available. In the PPT, what I have showed is very less number. Of course, I don't have time. Anyway, I made it very short. So you can see n number of diagrams here, scatter plots. These are the statistical tools. You have n number of tools. If at all after installation you need these tools, you can install it here. Something is free, something is paid one. It depends upon you. It depends upon your department. You can get it. Okay. Of course, you can get installed of this particular software. Then you can do it. It is not a very big task. It's very simple. If you go for artwork, you can see a lot of artworks. Especially when you talk about audio video, in electrical, in what I can say, in computer science people, they use from audio processing mobile in the block diagram. They never want to draw this diagram. They can pick and place this diagram in that block. I think you would have seen some papers. You would have seen some papers. And now this is what computer and communication. Many people will be in computer and communication. You can take these icons, see how they have drawn the block diagram. This is one sample block diagram, how they have drawn for computer and communication. IP cell tower, you never want to write in that. Normally we used to write a block. In that block you have to type it in Word. Don't try to do that. Okay, don't try to do that. This is the way to do your infographics. Okay. And this is what the thing. I think we'll jump on to the next topic. Will be how to use this diagram. Now we'll go for next thing, concept diagram. You have mind map, office. These are the subdivisions. Of course, I'm not going to teach much about those things because I don't have time. Mind mapping is a tool. See, I have more number of tools available in this concept. Concept diagram is a tool. Concept mind map is a tool. Concept project is a tool. And concept office is a tool. Of course, I don't have time to explain all those things because I'm much concerned. Of course, these things are related to your what I can say. It is related to your infographics. It is related to your infographics. Now after opening that, you can able to see your when you open this concept draw, you can able to see your continue using time limited license. Okay, you can purchase, you can do like that. Anyway, what I can say, you have full version. Of course this may be a trial version. Of course they are not restricting to you in usage. You can use n number of usage. Now I think you can have your default block diagram. I'm just opening a default block diagram, and this is how it will be there. You can see libraries. You can see here download. These things are not downloaded. When I have this icon like this arrow, I think I have the basic graph arrow. It shows that these things are installed, whereas the next second 25 typical origin charts are not installed. Okay. Okay, if I click it, if I click this, I'll go for basic diagram or some basic histogram. See, this is the type of histogram. When you click it, it will come to here. You can have your diagrams. Now I'll do some basic diagram. I'll just go for some basic diagram. Okay, and this will be like your what I can say, your basic MS Office or MS what I can say, your it will be just like that in Word, how you pick and place and draw, by using your shapes. Similar pattern you can use this here also. Nothing is very hard to learn. It's very simple. You can just drag. You can see that library. You can have the templates. You can see the templates are there. You can have the basic diagram. You can see the libraries. When you click this, it will come here. Okay, triangle. I need a box. I need a box. I'll just go here. A square box. A square. I can pick and place here. I have one more square. I'll just zoom it. Now if I want to connect it, I can connect like this. I can connect like this. If at all I don't need to use this connection, I can delete it. I can take my ordinary tool. I can use this. How you use in your words. Similarly, if I want to write something here, I double click it. Okay. I can get the text here. I can write my text here. It is just similar to your Word, but still the infographics tools will be very nice to have when you use your other what I can say toolboxes. For example, if you go for aerospace, I'll take one thing, one item, so that you can understand. Now if I want to say that satellite imaging GPS, I can take and I can put it here. Instead of having my GPS written in my block, I'll delete that block. I'll have my GPS here. Then I'll put my block here. I just draw it. Okay. This is how block diagram will be drawn. I'll just zoom it so that your block will be very clear. Now I can able to see your GPS satellite. I'm just taking this satellite and connecting to some other block. Okay. And like this you can draw just simple diagram. Of course, we are running out of time. I'm just giving this time. I think really 10 minutes to have any discussions over the what I can say a live chat, which is readily available for the participants. Without discussion, if we go ahead with the seminar, it is very what I can say. It is very difficult to understand the concept. So that if there is any questions, you can post it in your chat. I am waiting for the live comments. Anybody is there? You can post your comments. You can post your comment. I'm just seeing your comments. Excellent session. Yeah, we know that it is an excellent session. Feedback with link will be sent to you. But still, I need your any what I can say any doubts regarding this, because I've made only a small area of discussions. We'll send a feedback form. It's not a problem. Still, you have any if you have any doubts, you can do it. And which algorithm is used? No, you can go and install computer and communication. You get some figures. No, I'm not getting Shahu. I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you. See, see, many people are posting how to reduce the see. If at all you want to learn about this, I have to have a separate session. Better talk about infographics and illustration. Better talk about infographics and illustration, because you're deviating myself from this one, from my infographics tooling, and you're making myself to deviate from other area plagiarism. Yes, I know how to write a plagiarism, how to get the concept. You just go to Google, download it, you give sign in, you'll get it. It is called concept draw. It's a not an open source. Professor Komadi, it is not an open source. It is a free. Yes, it is better. It is better than MATLAB. It is better than MATLAB, no doubt. My ideas are shared in this webinar regarding research rating. Really, it will be very useful for us. Bhanumati Rajesh, yes, yes, yes. I can able to understand that. Very interesting. We'll send a feedback form. We'll send a feedback form. We'll send a feedback from live chat. Live chat. I'll post the feedback link once again. Please wait. Please try to fill, because based upon the feedback only certification will be provided. I'll be sending the feedback link in the live chat. Please wait. Can this tool be useful for social? Yes, yes. Obviously, you have a social science toolbox. You have a social science toolbox. Group la chat la. You add instrument picture. Yeah, you go and install. You go and install. You just open the concept draw. You have an installation procedure. You just click it. It will install. How to reduce the plagiarism? Yeah, no. You don't have any software. Produce plagiarism. No, you should know paraphrasing technique. Then only you can use your plagiarism to be removed. Which tool is best for which tool? You want my email ID? Wait, I'll provide my email ID. You can take my contact address and my email ID. If at all you want to have any discussions, you can do it in WhatsApp number. I'll just show it. It's 9444 200 777. Okay. And my mail ID is that nr underscore phd at yahoo.co.in, and drnr shankar at gmail.com, and my website is www.chasetechnologies.org. Okay. Okay. Any doubts? I think I have getting a lot of commands installed in any. Yes, it can be installed in any platform. Mohan Krishnan, Uma Mohan Krishnan. Dear partner, we'll line up webinar in coming week. Kindly visit Rai University workshop to get the latest information about the sciences. Okay, okay. I think so. I have given only little bit of information. If at all you want to learn about it, you can be in touch with me either in WhatsApp. This is WhatsApp number 2. It's a WhatsApp number. You can create a group if at all you want to have a WhatsApp group. You can create a group. Create a group. We'll have discussions. Anybody can take initiative. You can create a group, especially for this tools. We'll do it, because if you have any doubt, you can post it. You can send a mail. I'll be replying it. I'll just post the feedback form once again. Wait, I'll post my feedback form. நான் எங்கடா போடுறது இல்லை நீ தானே போடணும். Yes, it is possible. It is possible. கேக்குதா? Yes, it is possible to have your spatial maps. You can do your spatial maps. Yeah, I'll send the feedback form. Wait a second. போட முடியலையா? I'll just post the feedback form. Please wait. Okay. Of course, we'll, if at all, we'll private chat. 1 second. I'll just give my feedback form. இது என்னடா பிட்லியில் இல்லையா? Okay, now I'll put the feedback form. I think Abhishek, I think I have given in the private chat. You can post it, the feedback form. I have posted it. Abhishek sir, feedback link is posted here. Okay, I think I can complete my session here. We'll send the feedback from in mail also. Already I will send it to Abhishek. Okay, Abhishek sir will have that feedback form. I think he will be mailing you. Probably I have put it in the private chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll close my session here. Thank you very much.